Guys, it's your girl, and I'm back again. I'm back again with another review. Oh, I don't even know how to start this. Let's just go. Let's just see whatever happens. Let me just shoot my shot. So, this is a review of Love Island US Season 2, and this is episode 20. And it started off, obviously, with the new boys coming into the villa. And sorry for that, new boys coming into the villa and the girls being taken out on dates. It ended basically, the previous episode ended off on Sally chit chatting with Benny. And it seemed very, in my opinion, very friendly. I like that. I think even if Sally is in a relationship or a committed relationship without a title, I like the fact that she can still go out on a date and still just have the Love Island experience, because that is what everybody came there to do. Not only find love, but then get to know other people. Keyword, get to know other people. Because I personally have a problem with people like jumping straight into relationships, or like monkey barring from one relationship to another without truly knowing, first of all, who they are and what they want, and who another person truly is and what they really want. So yes, I approve of that date. Sally comes back super excited about the date, and she's just not really super excited from a point of view like she's into Benny, but more so that she's excited that she's gotten a chance to feel desired and chased and pursued by another person, and there's nothing wrong with that. So of course, like, she's talking to the girls, just nothing actually scandalous. She's just basically saying the same thing that I'm saying, or I'm saying the same thing she's saying, whatever. Meanwhile, Johnny's with the boys and they're just chit chatting, trying not to stress about the situation. And then after that, after she has her chit chat with the girls, she grabs Johnny, and this is where it began to go downhill. Yes, yes, people. Sally and Johnny, they're cracks in that relationship. Never thought I would have the opinions that I'd have along the way, but here goes. So Sally goes up and she's like talking, she's just like, walking, joking, making fun, as they're going to go to that place in the balcony, and she's going to tell Johnny about how their date was, what she said to Benny, and it was basically the same thing, that she was very impressed by the fact that he asked the girl who was the most wifed up on the date, even knowing where she stood. And it just shows that, like, he's not afraid, and he's like, he really, really wants to pursue love, not necessarily her, but he really wants to pursue someone with the qualities that she has, which I think is a good thing. It's like a confidence booster, whichever way you look at it. Like, for the female who is in a relationship, you're like, yeah, that means like I have these virtues, and my man is lucky because I'm still loyal to him, and other men see that, recognize that, and desire it. And for the guy, in my opinion, even if you're a little bit jelly, I think you should just keep your cool, and just be like, okay, other men recognize that my lady holds it down and she's loyal. So, like, you realize how precious this person that you have is. And also, it's like confirming that you made the right choice. But does Johnny look at it that way? No way. He's just like overcome with emotions. He's overwhelmed, and he's just like, okay, so what did you say to him? And then she's just like, I just told him that I'd like to get to know him, but I let him know where I stood. And then he's just like, I'm getting a little bit confused right now, because it seems like you're kind of leaving the door open. Are you in this relationship or not? Because it's like, You tell me you're here for me, but your actions are showing another thing. And if you want to do the right thing, you should go and tell him exactly what you've told him. I don't want to be the guy to tell you, I don't want to be that kind of guy. And then she's like, what kind of guy? The guy who tells you what you should say or what you should do. And I'm like, psh, like, you don't want to be him, but bruh, you are him, like, so hard. And that's where I'm beginning to lose my respect for Johnny. I'm sorry. Actually, I lost it in Casa more, but like, he redeemed himself. Actually, Sally redeemed him. And ultimately, yes, he redeemed himself with his actions, but then now it's like showing a different side of him that I'm just, it's just, honestly, for me, it's just a red flag. He is that guy. He's controlling, he's possessive, and he looks like the type of guy who's like, every time they feel threatened, they will turn it around and make it seem like, oh, you're the one who's encouraging this situation. You should be repelling a guy. You should be like, wifey, taken, married, blah, blah, blah. And the thing is, if a woman loves you and is committed to you, you don't need to tell her to say those things. She will do those things. She will be those things because she is those things with or without you. And then yeah, so he just comes off as possessive, controlling, and he looks like the type of guy who doesn't want his chick having male friends outside, like her family. I'm just saying. I don't know, but that's like the vibe that I'm getting. So personally, I just don't think that's healthy for Sully because I think as a person, she's super sociable. She's super friendly. She's super. Even if she's flirty, I think she's the type of flirt who's just like, it's nothing serious, it's just normal, like, that doesn't mean she doesn't save herself for people. It's just like, that's her spirit. She's just a free spirit, and I think Johnny is coming in with a dark energy that I am just not feeling right now. He's reminding me hella like Mackenzie, and even he's even gone a step beyond Mackenzie. He's reminding me of James. But like, if you ask me, I don't know, he's just like a hybrid of both. And this is important. It shows you, even though someone seems cool, calm, collected, the true self might not be cool, calm, collected. So look out for those red flags. And I'm glad they came out because it's going to give Sally a chance to make the right decision. And as you know, I am so team Sally. Like, I was team Sally Johnny, but like, skirt, we can hack the Johnny. Team Sally, I just want her to be happy. So he's talking to the boys, and then he's like basically speaking out what his insecurities are. And I just don't want to go into it, but I will just like touch on a few points. He was just saying he feels like the relationship took a turn after Casa Amor, and that he doesn't believe that she's truly forgiven him. He thinks that she still has trust issues and has lied to him about it. And Benny and the new boys coming to the house has like revealed the true feelings that she had after Casa Amor. Personally, I think he's way too much in his head, and it's the guilt of what happened. And even if what he did in Casa Amor, you only feel guilt, like that only comes out if you haven't completely told the truth. And I think he didn't completely tell Sally the truth. Okay, now side note. For guys, when if there are guys watching this, when girls want to know the truth, my G, we know it's gonna hurt, but we'd rather hear everything because we don't want to hear it from the girls that you are messing around with. We don't want to hear it from your mama who doesn't like us secretly, or a friend who doesn't like us secretly. Like, we just want to be sure. We don't want to leave any room for doubt, and we don't want to feel or look stupid or feel like we've wasted our time. We know our girlfriends are going to be judging us, our family is going to be judging us if we stick with you and you haven't told us the truth. So I think if a woman really, really, truly loves you, and on top of that, and I need to say, and on top of that, she has analyzed the situation and thinks, yes, she can trust you and that you are trustworthy, you need to give her the benefit of the doubt by telling her the truth, not just telling her versions of truth that you are comfortable with because you think she is comfortable with that version of the truth. Let that sink in. So, and even if a woman lets you go after you've told her the truth, doesn't mean that she doesn't love you and doesn't mean that she's not wifey material. It's just like your actions, you have to own your actions and be ready for the repercussions. And what I don't like is like people putting the blame on others, necessary in this case specifically being your partner, and you not owning, you not standing in your own actions, in your own mistakes. Like I just can't rock with that. Because we're out here trying to make grown man moves and grown women moves. So Johnny, you're lacking in that department. Um, there was a challenge. And the challenge was like the sucker punch challenge, where the islanders got to answer questions that actually fill in the blanks um, from statements or opinions or tweets from the public. Yeah, to try and figure out who thinks what of whom. And the islanders are supposed to vote, and then like we can see who knows who better, something along those lines. I love these challenges because they really shine the light on situations that we the public can see that they can't see, and perhaps give them the objectivity that we have. So some of the juiciest things, of course, were somebody said that Connor only shows emotion when it has anything to do with the bidet. I liked his response, and I'm like, damn, like Connor from the beginning, I knew he had something in him that was just like Connor, I think, does not know how appealing he is as a man because he got it. He's a whole everything. I said that. Um, Justine and Caleb were, of course, very flattered by the fact that somebody told them that Teigen says that they are that they are her favorite couple on the show. Um, People said that Connor was as deep as a puddle. Oh my gosh. And I was like, I feel where they're coming from, but I think Carrington, honestly, he appears that he's shallow, but for real, for real, for real, that guy, he's low key smart. But then I don't know why he hides that. But he is. And I've said that so many times in my reviews. Don't sleep on Carrington. Um, People said Moira would just like hop to the next boy if a new guy came in. And I liked Connor's response. He was just like, I'm a helper with that issue. Because she was just like, oh, I haven't been able to make the connection that I'm looking for. And I'm like, Moira, please. Like Prince Charming is not going to knock on your door. And even if he knocks on your door, I beg, please be ready. Even if the perfect guy came for Moira, she'd just be like, oh my gosh, why do you think I'm attractive? Oh my gosh. Like her low self-esteem gets in the way of her finding and making a real connection. I think even though you pour all the love in her, she will find something about you to not like or about herself to not like. So, like, I'm not here for Moira. Moira, I think she needs some love session, retreat. That's what she needs. I love her, but she needs help, in my opinion. We all do. We all do. But like it's easier to see it in others. Um Interesting things. Oh yeah, Justine was people said that yeah, she had a great sense of fashion and like she brings it all the time, day and night, and the girls have nothing on her. What I will say, yes, it was flattering, but I don't like it when people compare and or pit girls against each other. I love how these girls dress, how they carry themselves, but Justine being my girl, so I'm gonna say yes, 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 honey. So yeah, then the final question was actually statement was, when are y'all gonna tell Sally the truth about what Johnny said did in Casa Amor, because he hasn't told her the entire truth. And that is where the whole episode, like, it was just, this whole episode was just a Sully Johnny episode. And I'm not mad at that, because it's something that needed to be addressed, I think. And so Sally's talking with Calvin, um, and Justine is talking with, what's his name, Johnny. But before, when the Islanders were uh, talking about that in the game, they're just like, yeah, I think everything lines up. And I do think that Johnny told Sally everything that happened in Casamore. So all the boys have his back. And Sally, when she pulled Caleb aside after that whole challenge, she was just like, you guys all have his back, but like, who has mine? And I'm like, thank you. And that's the thing about like guy code. It's like, they always have their boys back, but they don't think about like what the woman is going through. And I think when it's a matter of truth, I think it should just be said. And if it can't be said like as a sidebar, it should be encouraged by the friends should encourage the person who has done the action to come clean entirely, so that it's not an awkward situation. Because you, as a chick, you will just be thinking, damn, are these guys really my friends? Like, or like, do they really feel for me? So yeah, I like that she said that. And that's the thing about Sally. Sally has gems, y'all. And I think she's been in this situation so many times. Most women have been in this situation so many times, where you meet a guy and you want the relationship to work, and then like you just start finding out things, half truths, and then they keep on telling you, oh, nothing, it doesn't mean anything, and you believe it because you want to work through it. But then at the same time, you're just like, okay, so what is this nagging feeling that I'm getting? And you start to feel like a type of way, because you've been down this road so many times, and it's like you're done feeling that way. And I think that's how Sally's feeling. So she ends up going to one of the new boys, because she feels like she can't get the truth from any of the guys. So she goes to Noah, and Noah tells her, like, yeah, this is what happened. These guys were making out in bed. They pulled the sheets over their head, and it looked like there were hands moving and a little bit grinding going on. And I was just like, I didn't know all that was happening. Okay, of course, yes. But like, it's just hard to hear. It's just hard to hear. Even though I know what happened, it's hard to hear it again. Because I think in my mind, I'm rooting for them so hard. But like I said, I'm rooting for Sally harder. So Sally hears it. She thanks Noah. She goes and pulls Justine aside, and she's talking to her. And then she's just like, listen, he told me what happened. And from what he saw, like, I understand why Johnny didn't want to tell me, like, every single detail. And honestly, for me, it's making me question everything. And I'm just wondering what I'm going to do next. And then Justine is talking to her and saying, you don't want to break with him. You want to kind of figure it out, or do you not? And she's just like, I don't know. Then Justine was just like, if I were the one in the situation, what advice would you give me? And she's just like, she would ask her if it was worth it for her. And then Justine was like, whoa, okay, so what's your answer? And then she's like, I don't really think it's worth it. And I'm like, jaw drop, but I'm with her. I'm rocking with her 100%. Like, she forgave him, but then his insecurities just flared up and took a turn for the worst when Benny came in. Didn't handle it well, was super controlling, was super condescending, and it just didn't make her feel good, because he made her feel like she did something wrong when she didn't. And I don't think anybody should try and control you in your life. And I like something that you said. when she was opening up to Justine earlier after the conversation she'd had with Johnny about Benny. And she was just like, why am I doing all these things? Like, I don't want to come out looking stupid telling Benny, oh yeah, just to be clear, we're not allowed to have this conversation. For what? For Johnny, who isn't like my boyfriend yet? Like, you see, good point. Like, these guys want you to make these sacrifices. They want you to be loyal. They want you to be like I don't know, so focused on them. It's like they almost want you to, and I use this term loosely, worship them, adore them, and then they don't give you the same like energy back. He's not like he doesn't his eyes drifted, and not only his eyes, like everything. Even though he says it wasn't like emotional, it was just physical. It's like, my G, nobody gives a damn. Nobody gives a damn. She could have been physically attracted to someone, but she had self-control. And I told you all, she was sleeping like a vampire in her bed, not wanting to touch anybody and treating them like, they had a super contagious disease or something, or she'd become like a zombie. Like, that chick, I think she puts in more effort consciously and unconsciously, and that's just her character. I don't think it's just because it's Johnny. I think it's because Cely is who Cely is, and that she's a virtuous woman like that. And she wants to be with someone who matches her virtue like that. And I can't blame her at all. And that's why the other guys like admire her so much. So I am all for Benny scooping her up. I honestly, at this point, I feel like just as a woman, having been down that road, you gotta let it go. And she said it herself. She's been down that road. So it's like, it's just a new pony, same trick with Johnny. I think Johnny is an amazing guy, but like I said previously, he hasn't reconciled who he wants to be with who he truly is. Meaning, he wants to be a guy in a loving, committed relationship, but he is not ready in that moment. In this moment, he's not ready to be those. He knows that's who he wants to be, but like, he's just not ready. And that's why Mercedes was a very easy temptation. That's why he fell into that trap so easily. So it's not really about Mercedes and what she had. Yes, she was hot. Yes, she was alluring, but it's an inner struggle with Johnny, and he has to go figure it out. Not on Sally's time. Thank you very much. Whew. Okay. So I know I made this all about Sally and Johnny. Not mad about it. If you are, sucks to be you. Kidding. Yeah, so that's it from me for today's review. Are you guys team Sally and Johnny? Do you want Sally to try work it out with Benny? Do you want Sally to try to make it work with Johnny? Do you think she should break it off with Johnny and just start afresh? Let me know in the comments below. And until next time, peace, y'all, and remember, stay safe.